Plant life, reproduction in plants. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on post notifications so that you guys never miss out on a video that I upload. Reproduction is the process by which new organisms are produced from existing organisms. Plants are living organisms. That means they need to reproduce in order to pass on their genes to future generations. Plants can create offspring through either sexual or asexual reproduction. Today we are going to see the following method of reproduction in plants. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction involves one parent and produces offspring that are genetically identical to each other and to the parent plant. They are the clones of their parents. No fertilization or gamete formation takes place here. There are different methods of asexual reproduction. They include fragmentation, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. In asexual reproduction in plants, we're going to see fragmentation. The biological process by which the organisms split into two or more fragments to become new individual offspring is called fragmentation. These fragmentations grow and mature into a whole new generation with identical characteristics to their parents. The process of fragmentation is asexual, which means that only a single parent plant is involved. Therefore, the offspring most likely will carry the same genetic characteristics. Example: mosses, liverworts, and fungi. In mosses, small fragments of the stem and leaves can, with sufficient moisture and under proper conditions, regenerate and ultimately develop into a new plant. Let us see vegetative propagation in reproduction of plants. Vegetative propagation does not need seeds or spores. Instead, offsprings grow from a plant from a part of the parent plant. In different plants, vegetative propagation happens in different ways. Here are some few examples. Vegetative propagation by roots. In this process, new plants grow out of the modified roots, root tubers. In some plant species, roots develop adventitious buds. These buds grow and form sprouts under the right conditions. These sprouts can be separated from the parent plant, and when planted in other areas, new plants are formed. For example, sweet potato, yam, tapioca, dahlia, blackberry, and asparagus. Now, considering reproduction by vegetative propagation through stems, we have different methods. Let's see one by one. Vegetative propagation occurs through stems. When a new plant arises from the nodes, this is where buds are formed, which grow into new plants. Stems that grow horizontally on the ground are called runners. As these runners grow, buds form at the nodes, which later develop the root and shoot, resulting in the formation of a new plant. Example: cyanodon and mint. Bulb. The bulb is the round, swollen part of the underground stem. Within the bulb lies the organ for vegetative propagation, such as the central shoot that grows into a new plant. Bulbs have buds surrounded by layers of fleshy leaves. A few examples include onion, garlic, tulip, daffodil, and hyacinth. Rhizomes. Ginger plant reproduce using rhizomes. They are stems that grow sideways along the soil or just below the surface. They branch out to produce new points of growth. Example: turmeric, bamboo, ginger, polars, Venus flytrap water plants including lilies or aquatic ferns. Tubers. We can find stem tubers in plants like potatoes. This part is the swollen apical part containing many nodes or eyes. Every eye has a bud. New plants originate from these buds. Potato plants reproduce using tubers. Tubers produce new plants from the stem or growing points called eyes. Example potato. Stolon. Strawberry plants reproduce using stolon. They look like branches growing along the ground. Stolon anchor themselves to the ground and develop roots. The roots grow into new plants. Great examples of stolons include strawberries, Bermuda grass, peppermint, spidergrass, Vallisneria. A stolon is not a runner, although they are often used to mean one thing. A stolon is a fleshy and leafy stem that drops vertically downwards and takes roots where it touches a ground growing medium. But runner is the stem, grows laterally on the surface of the soil, breaks up to produce roots where it touches the ground to give rise to new plants. Stem cutting. Some farmers and gardeners grow new plants from pieces of stem. These pieces have one or more buds on them and are called stem cuttings. Example rose, hibiscus, sugarcane, bougainvillea, crotons, grapes, jasmine, banana, and cactus. Plants reproduce through leaves also. Now, vegetative propagation by leaves. Plants like Bryophyllum, Begonia, etc. have adventitious buds coming out from the notches of the leaves. These buds develop into new plants. Bryophyllum has thick and fleshy leaves. The leaves have buds along the edges. New plants grow from these buds. When the leaves drop down to the ground, the buds grow into adult plants. Spore formation is a method of asexual reproduction. Many spores are stored in sacs called sporangia. When sporangia burst, minute single-celled, thin or thick-walled structures called spores are obtained. Under the suitable conditions, they are developed into a new plant. Reproducing using spores is an asexual method. The sporangia or knob-like structures they are present at the top of thread-like structures called hyphae. They are dispersive. They are scattered by rain, wind, or insects. Ferns, mosses, fungus reproduce from tiny seed-like structures called spores. Sexual reproduction in plants. Reproduction through seeds. Sexual reproduction requires genetic material from two parents. The genetic material from male and female gametes combine to produce offspring. We call this process fertilization. The product formed after fertilization are called seeds. Seeds produced through fertilization contain genetic material from both parents. As a result, the offspring are not genetically identical to either of the parent plants. This genetic diversity can help them survive if the environment changes. After fertilization, a tiny plant called an embryo is formed inside a seed. The seed protects the embryo and stores food for it. The parent plants disperse or release the seed. If the seed lands where the conditions are right, the embryo germinates and grows into a new plant. Most plants grow from seeds. Seeds are usually found inside the fruit. New plants grow when seeds fall on the soil and germinate. The structure of seed. A thick outer layer covering called seed coat protects all seeds. One side of the seed is called scar. This is where the seed is attached to the fruit. Near the scar is a small hole. The small hole allows water to enter and make the seed swell up. This seed has two seed leaves called cotyledons. Between the cotyledons is the baby plant called the embryo. The embryo contains a baby shoot and a baby root. The seed leaves protect the baby plant. They also store food for the baby plant. All seeds do not have two cotyledons. Some, such as corn, have only one cotyledon. When seeds get enough of water, air, and warmth, they grow into new plant. They don't grow if one of these are missing. Seeds use the cotyledons to grow. The growth of a baby plant from a seed is called germination. The baby plant is known as a seedling. Example: beetroot, carrot, radish, papaya, lemon, mango, apple, watermelon, pomegranate. Thank you. That's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on post notifications so that you guys never miss out on a video that I upload. And I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.